Greetings, friends and fellow cigar box guitar enthusiasts. Del Puckett here. Now, this here lesson is going to be a combination of the most simple lesson I've ever done and the most complex lesson I've ever done. Okay, so I've set the camera right up here, kind of over my shoulder, so you're going to be looking down as close to the way you would be looking down onto your guitar. I'm trying to let you see it from this perspective, okay? So that's kind of important here. This here is just a piece of wood, and it actually looks like it's rotten down here. I drilled a hole in the box here, and on this side also, I drilled the hole the same diameter as this rod, and on this end of the rod here, I just kind of flattened it out on the top and the bottom, just ever so slightly, and put one tuner in there. And this one happens to be a right-handed tuner. No bushings, just an eyelet. And the eyelet is maybe a little bit offset from the curve of this thing here, and that's just so that it could have some tension and have the string be in the center of the rod. So that eyelet really only serves that purpose. Oh, it also serves the purpose of the nut or the 0 fret, or the end of your string right here starts right here on that little eyelet. So that's very important. Now on this side here, it's just a piece of wood that has been kind of filed like the roof of a house. And on the very, very top here, I just put a fret. Now this thing here, you can move it back and forth, up and down. I just so happen the way this action is set up here, there's a back angle without trying to create a back angle. It's just a natural back angle, just based on how high you put that saddle. There's no bracing, no nothing in this box. It's just a box. One string. Now the string here actually just goes right through the sidewall of the box and through the little rod here, and there is a rivet there that launches the string here. Okay, so that's just the basic construction of this one string. Some people call this a diddley bow. It's basically just a one string guitar. Okay, so with one and it's fretless. So a one string slider guitar. Now for the slide here, I am opting out, dude. I am going as cheap and as crappy as possible here. This is just a PVC plastic slide. Now for me, I put it on my ring finger. You can put it on any finger, whatever's comfortable for you, but I put it on my ring finger, and then with these fingers here, my middle finger and my pinky, I grab it. So I'm actually holding the slide with my pinky and my ring finger, or my middle finger. So I got 3 fingers really in control of the slide. So I don't know if that helps or not, but typically what they do is they use the index finger on the back here to deaden it if you want to, or you can leave it open. So it's kind of a mute on the back side of the string here. So this is really important, the mute thing here. I don't really do it that often because I'm not really that good of a slide player, but if I was a good slide player, I would use this index finger to mute. Okay, but here is where it gets complicated. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the harmonics all the way up and down the string to find out where the notes are, and then I'm going to put the notes here on with a magic marker just on the side here so I can see them when I'm looking down here. Now, one thing to keep in mind here, you have to put marks here first, so you have a starting point. So I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's a dot on this side and on this side in the same line as this fret here. Boom. So that's so I can move this thing around and always put it back. Now, if this moves here, then that means all of your dots up here are messed up, right? So once you get this thing and you commit to it, then you can start putting your dots. And this thing is probably going to shift around on you back and forth, so you have to make sure to put this always back in the same spot. That's why you put 2 dots on either side. That's very important. So so when I say harmonics, okay, this is where it gets kind of tricky, so I need you to kind of pay attention. Harmonics are like subdivisions of the frequency that you're hearing. So one easy way to do that is put your finger ever so slightly right at where the 12th fret should be. You can find that note. You just kind of move around. You can hear it kind of right there. So what you're doing right here is you're dividing the string in half, right? It's exactly the halfway point. And that's going to be your octave. Now what I've done and what I recommend is getting yourself a Sharpie and actually draw on the string. So now I'm looking down, straight down here, just like this, straight down. There's no curve or curvature or angle. I'm looking straight down. It's not for you straight down, but for me it's straight down. So I'm looking straight down. And when I do, I'm hitting the harmonic and I'm looking at the string where the harmonic is right underneath the curvature of my finger. And I just put a little dot, just the tiniest dot you ever seen right there, just barely on the string. So I can see it straight down, right where that, and then I double check it. Is that where the harmonic is? And I'm going up, and now again, I'm barely touching it with the curve of my finger, and then I'm moving it off of that about not even a quarter of an inch, and I'm listening, and I move it up about a quarter of an inch, and I'm listening, and so I'm kind of zeroing in with my eye exactly where that harmonic is on the string. So yes, I'm confirming that it's right there, and I mark it. Now I'm committing, and I'm marking it dark so I can see it. Okay, so that's kind of cool. So now so that tells me that this mark here that I have here on here is old already. I want to put a new one right there. Okay, so this is going to be my new octave. So now we're going to do that same theory, and we're just going to move our way down here to these other notes based on the harmonics. So that's all you do is you barely put your finger on it. You come down, you start sliding your finger down. And one of them notes pops out at you, put a little dot on the string and on the actual rod right there. Because you're going to wipe off the note on the string. This is the string, that's just to kind of help you identify exactly where it's at. And I'm going down to the next one. Going down to the next one. Ooh, there's an interesting harmonic right there. You hear it? Okay, right there. Okay, now next one. Next one. Ooh, there's another one weird right there. So these weird harmonics, I think they're weird. They don't sound like other harmonics, but they are definitely something. Here's one there. One there. One there. I'm just going for it, guys. Ooh, there's a nice one right there. There's no pickup on this or nothing. This is just a string. And sometimes if you can't get harmonics, you need to like tighten the string a little bit more, maybe tune it up. I have no idea what this is tuned to. It's just tuned, right? But look at all these little dots I have here based on the harmonics. Okay, every one of those is going to be a note. It would be similar to if it was frets on here, but there's no frets. These are just where the notes are at, right? There's no guessing. We just figured it out exactly where they're at. So now we're just going to commit to it. So I was just targeting this one here. That's the fourth one up. Remember I told you that was a weird one? So I'm going to try every one of these notes. That's kind of cool. Go to the next one. That's cool. Go to the next one. That's cool. Go to the next one. Do you see how every one of these is a note? Go to the next one. See, that's the note. That's like one of the main notes in blues right there. That's the 4 chord. The next one is the flat note. Dude, that is such an awesome note. That sounds like YYZ. Okay, so the next one here, that's another blues note. I'm confirming with my harmonic. Yep, that's exactly right where it's at. I'm straight down, looking straight down on it. And I put my little mark here so I can see it. So the other one was here. Now you can do the same thing going up from your octave, going up. I'm just going down, right? So I'm in between the nut, which was the little eyelet, and the octave. So we're just looking at all those little harmonics in there. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different harmonics in there. So that gives me 10 different notes. Yeah, you can hear it, dude. Okay, so here's one last. Ooh, sorry guys, I'm jiggling the chair around here. I'm messing with you. Okay, so here is a trick to sound horrible. Why would I want to sound horrible? Dude, you don't want to sound awesome all the time. You got to sound, you want to sound horrible sometimes. This is how you do it. You don't push down your slide very hard, right? You just barely touch it so it's not making full contact with the string, right? And then you just hit it as hard as you can with this hand over here. And make sure you don't hit the notes, right? Make sure that you're off of these perfect notes. Yeah, you want to be off of perfect notes. You want to be just some random spot you don't even care about. All right, so there's ways to sound horrible also. If you want to sound horrible, that's a good way right there, man. Just barely touch the slide to the string. Just go for it. You guys let me let the fire go out. Another cool trick is to approach every note from a couple of notes down. Like this one here, can you see that dot? I'm gonna go all the way down to this dot, hit that note, and then come up to it. If I come up to this note here, I'm gonna go down 2 notes. Now I come up to this one here, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go down 2 notes. Go down 2 notes and slide up into it. So that's just another rule of thumb. One last trick. With your thumb and your ring finger, you're going to grab the neck. And you're going to use the tip of your ring finger to grab a harmonic. So you're going to do 2 things, right? You're grabbing the neck of this diddley bow. You're grabbing the neck, and you're going to use your finger for the harmonic. So you're going to do 2 things here. So you're going to go. Now, once you grab the neck, you're going to pull the neck back and get like a whammy bar. Kind of a whammy bar. That's a cool one. So, yeah, you kind of do 2 things, right? You hit the harmonic and you pull it back. So practice putting your finger ever so lightly on the strings and moving your finger up and down to get all those harmonics. Just get familiar with it. Now remember, what you see or what you hear going down, it's the same going up. So you can actually put the little dots all the way up here, make it all cool. I did want to leave you with this one little tiny little bit of information. So remember I told you we put the harmonic on the string itself. Now, so here's another trick. So you can put your slide right below the harmonic, and now you can push down. There's a couple of ways to get a vibrato. One of them is obviously to go up and down and get that wiggle jiggle. The other one is just to push it up and down, because you're kind of getting the string to be out of tune that way too, right? So you got up and down, or sideways rather, and you also got pushing the string down. So what I'll do is I'll just go slightly below my note and then give it a little bit of tension down, so I can I know I'm a little bit flat, right, on the flat side, but I just kind of give it a little bit of tension to get it exactly right on the note. So it's kind of like I keep the pressure down, and I'm using my ear for that direct feedback, knowing that I am slightly lower. That way, if I push down, it's going to raise the pitch just perfectly to be the right pitch that I need for the note. Hopefully that makes sense. You can use that for every note all the way up and down here and get real precise. Again, I'm on the downside of it. I'm pushing down on the note to get it to come up. That's it, guys, for this video. We will see you in the next video. Yeah.